Hi, I'm Shauna. This is a 30-ish minute beginner hatha yoga session designed to open and ground the hips. We are going to stay connected to the mat. There are no standing poses, no harsh inversions, including downward facing dog, and no tabletop or plank positions. Props are optional, but I recommend a strap of some sort, blanket or bolster of some sort. I'm using a pillow and a set of blocks or a sturdy replacement for a little added support. As a reminder, I will call the next pose before we start moving, so you have a second to process where we're going. I don't use filler words for your brain to filter out, just direct movement cues. This version does not include form cues while we're in poses. A version with form cues is also available. Okay, let's get started. We'll start in child pose, knees together, hips toward feet, arms straight overhead, palms to floor, and chest toward thighs. Just rest here. Maya Angelou said it best: forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. We can be really hard on ourselves even when we didn't know what we didn't know, and this internalized guilt and shame can fester. So today we're making room for grace and releasing shame in our mind and our body. We're making a little bit of room to let some of those things go, to give ourselves a little grace for the things we'd redo or never do again if we could. To release some of the guilt and shame we're carrying for the lessons we didn't want to have to learn along the way. What are you carrying guilt for today instead of giving yourself the grace you deserve? And can you release just a little bit of that today as we move through this session together? Let's just stay here quietly for a few more breaths, in and out through the nose, nice and deeply. Okay, let's transition to puppy pose. Lift hips, forehead to mat. Option, forehead on hands, both elbows wide, chest toward the mat. Forearm cat-cow. Lift onto your forearms, shoulders over elbows, hips over knees. Cow, inhale, lengthen the front body. Cat, exhale, curl the front body. Repeat. One more round. Child pose. Lower your chest and hips. Puppy pose. Knees together, hip width. Lift hips. Melt chest. Forearm cat-cow. Lift onto forearms. Inhale, lengthen the front body. Exhale, curl the front body. Repeat a few times. Meet in child pose. Lower the chest and hips. Moving to child pose, cobra flow. Cobra pose. Lift front body, shift forward and lower onto stomach. Hands by chest. Lift chest, straighten elbows. Child pose, exhale, hips toward feet, chest toward mat. Cobra pose, inhale, shift forward, lengthen. Child pose. Repeat a few more times, moving with your breath. On your next exhale, let's meet in child pose. Moving to low lunge. Let's meet on our knees, middle of the mat. Hands on waist. Right foot forward, knee over ankle, tailbone toward floor, open chest. Back to center, both knees. Low lunge left side, left foot forward. Tailbone tucked, hands on waist, open chest. Back to center, both knees. Low lunge twist. Right foot forward, left hand on right knee, push to twist. Release, meet on both knees. Low lunge twist other side. Left foot forward, right hand left knee, push to twist. Back to center, both knees. Runner's lunge, lift onto knees, right foot forward, hands to mat by feet. Lift left knee, lengthen spine. Lower the left knee, release, meet on both knees. Runner's lunge, other side. Left foot forward, hands to mat by feet, lift right knee, lengthen spine. Release, cobra pose, lower onto stomach. Legs straight, hands by chest, straighten elbows, lift, heart forward. Release onto the stomach. Child pose. Reset. Seated bound angle. Move to sitting, face long edge of mat. Option, support low back with pillow or blanket. Knees wide, soles of feet together. Lean forward at hips, long spine. Release to sitting. Seated, wide leg forward bend. Straighten the legs. Lean forward from the hips. Lengthen chest and spine. Don't lock the knees. Good. Release, sit up. Seated twist. Legs together, extended. Right foot outside left knee. Left hand, right knee. Gently push to twist. Right hand behind on mat. Release. Seated bound angle. Knees wide, soles of feet together. Lean forward at hips, long spine. Good. Release to sitting. Seated, wide leg forward bend. Straighten the legs. Lean forward from the hips. Lengthen chest and spine. Slight bend in knees. Release. Seated twist. Legs together, extended. Left foot outside right knee. Right hand, left knee. Gently push to twist. Release. Seated, wide leg forward bend. This time, round forward. Melt for a moment. Slowly come up. We're going to make our way to Malasana, wide squat. Want the toes pointed out, about 45 degrees. Rise, shift weight to feet, palms together at chest, elbows inside knees. Release, take a breath. Okay, let's repeat. Malasana, toes pointed out. Shift the weight to the feet, rise. Palms together at chest. Elbows inside knees. Good, release. You can lie all the way back now. Bring the knees to the chest. Reset here for just a moment. Rock. Do whatever feels good. Moving into reclined pigeon. Left foot to mat, knee up, right ankle on left knee. Lift left foot, clasp thigh. Release left foot to the mat. Reclined twist. Extend left leg. Left hand, right knee. Twist. Release. Bridge pose. Both feet to the floor. Hip width, knees up, arms at side, palms down. Push into feet, lift hips. Release, hips to the floor, knees to chest. Reclined pigeon, right foot to the mat, knee up, left ankle on right knee. Lift right foot, clasp thigh. Release. Inclined twist. Extend the right leg straight. Right hand, left knee. Twist. Release. Bridge pose. Both feet to floor, hip width apart, knees up, arms at side, palms down. Push into feet, lift hips. And release. Reclined bound angle. Knees wide, soles of feet together. Let's stay here for a minute. Okay, go ahead and remove that blanket or pillow if you're using it. We're going to move to Shavasana. Legs extended, arms at side, palms up. Just breathe slowly through the nose if you can. Take note of how you feel now compared to when you started. Let yourself sink deeper into the mat on each exhale, starting at your feet and working your way up. We're here for a couple more minutes. Alright, let's start to wake the body back up slowly. Wiggle those fingers and toes a little bit. Well, maybe start making some circles with your wrists and ankles. Now just shake it out. You did great work today. Thank you for showing up, and please thank yourself for showing up for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this session. Thank you, and see you next week.